Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's both fascinating and a little unsettling, especially for those of us in the Pacific Northwest. We're talking about Mount St. Helens. Many of you might remember the dramatic eruption in 1980, an event that reshaped the mountain and the landscape for miles around. But what's happening there today? And could something like that happen again? Let's get into it. Recently, there's been a lot of chatter online and in the news about seismic activity around Mount St. Helens. The U.S. Geological Survey, or USGS, has been monitoring a swarm of small earthquakes deep beneath the volcano. Now, before anyone starts packing their go bags, it's crucial to understand what this actually means. According to scientists, this is part of a process called recharge. Think of it like a giant underground battery slowly getting powered up. Magma, the molten rock from deep within the earth, is gradually refilling the chamber that emptied out during the 1980 eruption and the subsequent lava dome building that continued until 2008. So what are these earthquakes? They're tiny, most of them too small for anyone on the surface to feel. They happen when the rock surrounding the magma chamber adjusts to the pressure. It's like when you inflate a balloon. The rubber stretches and creaks. In this case, the rock is cracking and shifting under the immense strain. Since 2008, when the last eruptive phase paused, this recharge has been happening steadily. The current swarm is just a more noticeable period of this ongoing process. The USGS has been very clear. This activity does not indicate an imminent eruption. I repeat, there is no sign that an eruption is about to happen. But this brings up a really important question. What if? What would a modern eruption of Mount St. Helens look like, and are we prepared for it? The 1980 event was a wake-up call, not just for Washington State but for volcanologists worldwide. It taught us so much about how these powerful natural forces work, especially stratovolcanoes like those in the Cascade Range. That knowledge has been instrumental in developing the monitoring systems we have today. We now have a network of seismometers, GPS stations, gas sensors, and cameras all pointed at the mountain, giving us a 24/7 health check. This incredible array of technology allows scientists to spot the telltale signs of an impending eruption far in advance. We were talking about things like changes in the shape of the volcano's surface. Even tiny bulges can be detected. They also look for shifts in the types of gases being released from the crater, like sulfur dioxide, and changes in the pattern and depth of earthquakes. An eruption isn't something that just happens out of the blue. There are usually weeks, if not months, of warning signs that the volcano is waking up. This is our greatest advantage: time. So, if the signs did point to an eruption, what would happen next? The first step would be an official warning from the USGS and the Cascades Volcano Observatory. This wouldn't be a vague tweet. It would be a coordinated alert sent to emergency management agencies, government officials, and the public. These alerts have different levels, moving from normal to advisory, watch, and finally, a warning, clearly communicating the potential danger. This system ensures that everyone, from first responders to residents, has the information they need to act. Based on the type of eruption expected, authorities would issue evacuation orders for the areas most at risk. The primary dangers from a Mount St. Helens eruption are not just lava. In fact, a slow-moving lava flow is one of the less likely scenarios. The bigger threats are pyroclastic flows, superheated fast-moving avalanches of gas, ash, and rock, and Lahars, which are volcanic mud flows. Lahars can travel dozens of miles down river valleys at high speeds, posing a significant risk to communities downstream. The evacuation zones are pre-planned based on extensive modeling of these potential hazards. And then there's the ash. The 1980 eruption blanketed eastern Washington and beyond in a thick layer of gritty gray ash. It shut down airports, collapsed roofs, and caused massive disruptions. A future eruption, depending on its size and the wind direction, could do the same. If an ash plume were headed your way, the advice is simple but vital. Stay indoors. Ash is made of tiny, sharp particles of rock and glass, and it's terrible for your lungs, not to mention machinery. Public health officials would issue advisories, and you'd want to have masks like N95s on hand to protect your breathing if you absolutely had to go outside. This is where personal preparedness comes in. Living in the Pacific Northwest means living with the possibility of natural events, whether it's earthquakes, wildfires, or volcanoes. Having a plan and a kit is not about being paranoid, it's about being practical. Your emergency kit should have the basics: water, non-perishable food for several days, a first aid kit, flashlights, batteries, and a radio. For a volcanic event, you should add those N95 masks for every member of your family, and goggles to protect your eyes. Also, think about your car. Keep your gas tank at least half full, because gas stations might not be open or accessible during an emergency. It's also about knowing your local plan. Do you live or work in a Lahar inundation zone? Your county's emergency management website is the best place to find this information. They have maps and detailed plans for what to do and where to go if an evacuation is ordered. Take some time to review this information with your family. Practice your evacuation route. Knowing what to do ahead of time can make a huge difference in a stressful situation. It's about building community resilience, one household at a time. The science of predicting eruptions has come an incredibly long way. The monitoring at Mount St. Helens is among the best in the world. It's a testament to the lessons learned and the dedication of the scientists who watch over our beautiful but volatile backyard. While the volcano is slowly recharging, it's not showing any signs of immediate danger. This current seismic activity is a great reminder for all of us to be aware, not afraid. It's a prompt to check our emergency kits, review our family plans, and appreciate the powerful natural world we are a part of. The story of Mount St. Helens is a story of destruction, but it's also a story of incredible renewal and scientific discovery. The landscape around the mountain is a living laboratory, showing us how life returns and adapts after a cataclysmic event. And the constant monitoring is a quiet promise that we are watching, learning, and preparing. It's a fascinating, ongoing chapter in the geology of the Pacific Northwest. So what are your thoughts? Did you experience the 1980 eruption? Or do you have stories from family who did? What steps have you taken to prepare for a natural disaster in your area? Share your stories and tips in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. Thanks so much for watching today. If you found this video informative and interesting, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into the science and stories that shape our world. Hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next video. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you next time.